Mesquite neighbors. Welcome to Audrey and Charlotte's neighborhood.
Today we have another installment of our Care Circle series. Last month we talked about how to support students by acknowledging feelings. Today we will build upon that by introducing setting limits with your child. Rules, boundaries, limits, whatever you want to call them, are necessary for kids' development. Being too permissive or harsh and inconsistent will set your kids up for lifelong problems. Limits help kids feel safe and secure, teaches them self-control and responsibility for their own behaviors by allowing them to experience the consequences of their choices and decisions.
When kids are upset or having a meltdown, that is not the time to teach a lesson. We need to first help our kids regulate and reflect their feelings. Limits work when they are not punitive, they're stated firmly and calmly, and it's up to the kid to accept or break. It's up to the parent, to you, to consistently enforce the limit.
There are a few questions you can ask yourself if you're considering setting a limit. Is this necessary? If we set too many limits, especially when we're introducing the language, kids are going to become overwhelmed and tune out. Pick the behavior causing the disruption and start there. Can I consistently enforce this limit? If you're not going to be able to set the limit every time the situation comes up, then use a different approach. If I don't set a limit on this behavior, can I consistently allow this behavior and accept my child? If you let something go, like hitting, can you let it go every single time? If not, you need a limit.
The first thing we're going to do is get rid of the words no, don't, stop. No one likes to be told no, and many kids, and even adults, take being told no as a challenge. We're going to avoid the power struggle by avoiding these words. Setting limits follows 3 steps that spell the word ACT, A-C-T. Acknowledge the feeling. Communicate the limit. Target alternatives. Let's practice how this sounds.
Let's say your kid has started drawing on the table. First, say their name and acknowledge the feeling. Audrey, I know it's fun to draw on the table. Second, communicate the limit. And the table is not for drawing on. Third, target alternatives. You can draw on the paper or on the coloring book. When we put all 3 steps together, it sounds something like this. Audrey, I know it's fun to draw on the table, but the table is not for drawing on. You can draw on the coloring book or you can draw on the paper.
Let's debrief this scenario. Charla stayed calm. She said my name and acknowledged what I was feeling, which was having fun. Then she set the limit without saying no, don't, stop, and she gave me 2 choices. Later, when your child is calm, you can revisit the situation and explain the why behind the limit. This is also a good time to have your child clean their mess to take responsibility for their actions. If the child isn't calm, this could turn into a power struggle.
Now let's do another one. Let's say that your child has started hitting their sibling. Physical safety is very important, so we set the limit first before we acknowledge the feeling.
Charlotte, your sister is not for hitting. I know you're angry at her, and instead you can do jumping jacks or squeeze your fists and release.
Let's debrief this scenario. Audrey stayed calm. She said my name and then set the limit without saying no, don't, or stop. She then acknowledged my feelings, gave me my alternatives to deal with my anger. When giving choices to stop physical aggression, you as the parent can make the choice on what may calm them down, whether it be taking a walk, doing some deep breathing, or even having a drink of water or a small snack.
A great way to introduce this topic is through books and videos. Below, we have linked a few resources on common limits you might set. Watch these with your kid or check these books out from the neighborhood library.
We hope you found this video helpful, and remember that consistency is key.
We're so glad that you're our neighbors.